Welcome everyone to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating, the actual mechanics of profession prediction in KP Astrology. Believe it or not, way before personality tests and career counselors were a thing, there was the birth chart. And whether you've been studying astrology for years or you're literally just curious about how these systems even work, you can really just think of KP Astrology as this highly structured, almost mathematical analytical tool. It's designed to decode the data of your birth and totally unlock your true career potential.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider the massive question before us. Are you actually in the right career, or is the secret to your professional fulfillment hiding right there in your birth chart? I mean, we spend the vast majority of our waking lives working, right? Yet so many of us feel totally out of sync, totally drained, or just completely uninspired by our day jobs. The source material we're exploring today suggests that this friction isn't just an accident. And more importantly, it offers a really unique, data-driven approach to finding that perfect professional alignment.
To understand how this prediction system actually works, we kind of have to lay down our foundation first. In a standard birth chart, you have 12 different houses, and they each represent various aspects of human life. But for our purposes today, we are zeroing in on just one of them, the 10th house. In Vedic and KP astrology, this is known as the Karma Bhava. It literally translates to the house of work, profession, and karma. Out of all 12 houses, this 10th house is the absolute bedrock. By deeply understanding and analyzing it, practitioners can predict and provide highly targeted guidance so you can choose the absolute best career path.
Section 1. Finding the career clues. So how do we actually do this? Well, the analysis breaks down into a really simple, logical sequence of steps. First, we examine the 10th cuspal sublord. Basically, we're just identifying the specific planet ruling that exact microscopic sublevel of the 10th house cusp. Second, we find that sublord's nakshatra lord, which is also known as the star lord. And third, we analyze that star lord to reveal the actual nature of the profession. I know. Terms like cuspal sublords and nakshatra lords can sound incredibly dense. But honestly, you can really just think of them as a super precise cosmic address system. Step by step, it points directly to your optimal career aptitude.
Section 2. Synthesizing planets and houses.
Now, what's really interesting about this is what I like to call the synthesizer narrative. Let's use a specific example straight from our source material to make this crystal clear. Imagine your 10th cuspal sublord happens to be Mercury, but it's positioned in the star of the Sun. Think about the Sun's inherent natural baseline traits. It represents leadership, government, authority, command, and administration. It thrives in a core or central role. Plus, it's tied to healing, courage, absolute confidence, and the ability to take calculated risks. These are its core ingredients, but we definitely don't stop the analysis there.
We actually have to see where that sun operates in your specific chart. Different houses are mapped to very specific life domains. For instance, if the sun hits the second house, it brings in the world of finance, wealth, speech, and accumulated resources. If it hits the third, suddenly we're looking at communication, media, and technical abilities. The fifth house brings in high-level intelligence, creativity, analytical thinking, and decision-making. And then there's the eighth house, which governs deep, intense research, investigation, complex coding, manufacturing, and transformation. So the real magic happens when we synthesize these two elements together to make an accurate prediction. It's like combining ingredients. We take the sun's natural authority and leadership and blend it with the specific domains of those houses. If you add the sun's leadership to the eighth house's coding, boom, you get a lead software developer. Add the sun's administration to the second house's finance, and you're looking at a financial director or a wealth manager. Add the sun's connection to healing to the eighth house's deep research, and you might have a top-tier healthcare administrator. By blending the planet's nature with the house's environment, KP Astrology points to highly specific, incredibly accurate career paths where you literally have the potential to perform exceptionally well. Honestly, it's the kind of precision that makes modern HR departments wish they had an astrologer on staff.
Section 3. The fundamental principle.
So the crucial point here is understanding the three-part golden rule of KP Astrology. It's literally the engine driving this entire system, dictating the distinct role of planets, nakshatras, and sublords in every single prediction. First, the planet itself represents the source of an event. Second, the nakshatra lord, like the star lord we just analyzed in our sun example, indicates the nature of the event. It answers the question, what kind of event is likely to occur? And finally, the sublord acts as the ultimate judge. It determines whether that event will actually materialize or not in the real world.
Grasping this logic is absolutely key to understanding how KP Astrology delivers structural precision rather than just making vague guesses.
Section 4. Aligning with your universe.
Now that we've totally geeked out on the technical mechanics, let's zoom out for a second to the deeply philosophical why behind all this. There is an incredibly profound quote from the source material. No birth chart is inherently good or bad. A birth chart becomes unfavorable only when we go against the direction it indicates. I just love that framing. Astrology, in this context, isn't a rigid life sentence. It's not some kind of cosmic punishment. It is simply a directional map for your karma. The chart isn't telling you what you can't do. Rather, it's illuminating your path of least resistance and your absolute highest natural potential.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark difference between going against your karma versus working with it. Think about going against your chart. If your chart strongly indicates a career in quiet, analytical research, but you force yourself into high-stakes, aggressive sales, what happens? The material tells us life becomes challenging. You face way harder work, a glaring lack of natural aptitude, and just immense daily struggle. It's exactly like swimming against a really strong current. But following your chart, that means you're swimming with the universe's current. You actually receive the support of the universe, you intuitively utilize your natural abilities, and the result is greater confidence, measurable success, and deep, lasting fulfillment. Ultimately, this brings us to the core purpose of profession prediction in KP Astrology. It isn't just some parlor trick to guess what you do for a living at a party. It is a profound, highly structured tool designed to help you discover the specific line of work that is in perfect harmony with your karma, your natural inherent abilities, and your broader life purpose. Because when you align your profession with the clear indications of your birth chart, everything changes. Your professional journey transforms. It becomes smoother, it becomes significantly more meaningful, and it becomes deeply rewarding.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question to consider as we wrap up today's explainer. Are you working with your karma or against it? Take a real moment to reflect on your own life path. Think about your daily professional struggles and then think about your natural, effortless talents. Are they truly aligned? If you've been feeling that friction every day at work, maybe the clues to your success have literally been written in the stars all along. Keep learning, keep seeking that alignment, and hey, thank you so much for joining me today.